Last time,
Stuff happened.
Stuff happened. You guys.
You
fight a coin dragon. You fought some statues.
The fucking tree fought us. Also,
you fought a tree.
Just for a little bit, though.
You guys summoned an Empyrean, and they agreed to teleport your money and your tree. It would take 2 days, but there you go. You found some.
I can't believe that we got an Empyrean. Why does my character sheet say 33 damage wasn't my fault?
That was because you weren't here, and we started combat.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna get rid of that then.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you fought stuff. You got some money. You got the tree. You guys are good, and I wish my bug zapper would stop snapping. So yeah. So you guys, I'm just gonna say, you guys, did you want to take a long rest there?
I don't think we have to.
You guys good? You guys want to go back to the witching hour? I mean,
if we could have a short rest.
I mean, a short rest would probably.
I can roll hit die.
Yeah, I mean, a short rest would definitely be feasible because.
Didn't we all get healed up from one of those healing spirits thing? Because I'm at full health and I'm sure I took some damage.
Same.
Healing spirit.
I think that was after the. You didn't take any damage. I did in the fight with the statues.
Right.
Yeah, because that was after the coin dragon that we did that. But I think, after we fought the statues, Jared was like, okay, I think that's where we're going to end the session. We're like, no, you're going to tell us the important shit that's in this room because we're not going to be playing for a couple weeks. So.
Yeah, you found the.
Oh, yeah, and we got a bunch of books.
Yeah, you got a bunch of books, that list of books up there.
Yeah, we found the book that Melanie's going to read for the Constitution. Yeah, there's all those books that I have written into my inventory because between, I think, me and Tilda, we got all of them to, stock our library.
Yep.
And then Bittersweet got the...
Cloak of Montebank.
No, that's on...
that's on Ronny.
Yeah, that's on
You
Ronny.
got the headdress.
Yeah. Bittersweet has the headdress because Bittersweet is a druid and it's made for a druid.
Yep. Yep. Right. Yeah, I saw that.
For some reason, I can't wear 2 cloaks.
One's a cloak and one's a robe.
That's not what I meant.
Rude.
If you had a robe and a cloak, then maybe.
I can sew something onto one of them.
Just so
okay, so right now I have a ring of protection, a ring of free action, and the headdress, and those are my 3 attuned.
Yep.
I believe.
All right. That's
okay,
good
so what's
enough
the
for me.
headdress? What's the headdress called again?
The headdress is called the Headdress of Autumn Hunt.
I had forgotten what it does. Other than it has a flea living in it.
There is a magical flea.
Yeah, that's about all I retained from it as well, because it's been 2 weeks.
There is a magical flea. It gives you +4 to your AC when you're in your animal form. And...
That's about it.
And the headdress gives off a bluish aura, like a full moon aura.
Oh yeah, that's right. So it can light.
Yep. So
and it can be extinguished as a bonus action.
Yep. So if you need light, you got light.
Yep. Okay. So I have an important question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I communicate with the flea?
Doesn't it know? It knows Druidic.
Yeah.
Flea knows
But that
Druidic.
doesn't necessarily mean that it understands what I'm saying. Because it's a flea.
Would you like?
Well,
like
maybe
maybe
the
it's
flea
not...
speaks to you in the secret language of the druids.
Yeah, but is the flea speaking to me, or is it just imparting wisdom is it a conduit for something else?
Why not you ask the flea?
We are taking a short rest. Now is the perfect time to speak to it.
Does the flea reveal itself to me? Or I'm just holding the headdress and just sort of examining it?
Are you attuning to the headdress?
I guess I would. It's as far as Bittersweet is concerned, it's just a fancy hat right now.
Okay.
They do like fancy hats.
I believe it was identified. I told them.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was identified.
Yeah, so it's a fancy hat that makes them harder to hit when they're an animal, which is also very useful. So yes, I will attune to it.
Okay. So you attune to the headdress, and the first thing you hear is...
Okay.
Do you say anything? Do you react at all?
Is it just sounding like right in my ear?
Yep.
I stick my finger in my ear.
Not so close.
Excuse me? Hello?
It's like, bitch, excuse me.
Not so close. You almost hit me.
Ah. I'm sorry, but I can't seem to see where you are.
Oh, not many people can. I'm on your headdress.
May I inquire as to who you are?
Yeah. So, my name is Violet, and I live here.
I see.
Well, you don't, but...
Have you always lived on the headdress?
I've lived here for a very long time.
Do you mind if I wear it for a while?
Not at all. Be nice to have some company.
Oh.
It's been a while since I've had some company.
I imagine it's hard to measure in years when you don't have access to a calendar.
Yeah, and the last owner, well...
Was not pleasant, or
No,
did not meet a pleasant end?
Did not meet a pleasant end. Burned to a crisp.
Oh.
Yep.
You must have powerful magic of yourself if you did not meet the same fate.
I'm not gonna lie. There's like a hole in here that I can hide in.
Ah.
Yeah.
Bittersweet, by the way, is just talking to me.
You hear you guys just see Bittersweet talking to themselves?
Honestly, at this point...
Because it is druidic?
I guess it would have to be.
It would have to be.
Just kind of looking at everyone else like,
Yeah, I'd probably look at Rain. We'd probably look at each other, then look at Bittersweet, and Zaitari would just be like, I mean, Bittersweet does stuff like this, so it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't really. I don't know. I don't think Zaitari would ask about it until, unless after Bittersweet was talking to themselves in Druidic, they started doing really weird shit. So.
Yeah, kind of same.
I will take the headdress off and see if I can discern where the voice is coming from.
Okay. So you take the headdress off, and you're looking around, probably still conversing, and right where the let me see if I can, right where that gold leaf is, under the I have to turn under the left side, that's about where you hear Violet talking.
Okay, just gonna look real close.
And lo and behold, there is a flea. It's nice to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you as well. My name is Bittersweet.
Violet, as we've established. So you're not gonna run into any red dragons anytime soon, are you?
I certainly hope not.
I hope not either.
Currently, our plan is to go and, I believe, to fight a very powerful sorceress. So, I will not, I will say this does not preclude the chance of me getting caught on fire. But my hope is that I am made of hardier stuff.
I hope you're not caught on fire, too. It's a rather unpleasant end.
Thank you.
But if you need to know anything, or if you need some advice, I'm right here. And I'm sure it's nice to actually talk and not talk to myself.
The offer is much appreciated. And should there be any harmful magics coming our way, I will do my utmost to warn you ahead of time.
Oh, much appreciated. Wow, you're already better than the last owner. They always, they for some reason they thought, I caused them to itch. I don't even...
kind of, looks down at themselves, at their fur. I was like...
I promise I'll stay on the headdress.
Do you eat at all?
No. I haven't eaten in many years. I think it's the magic of the headdress, actually.
Then there's no reason for you to cause me to itch. That mystery is solved. So... But, as I said, it is a pleasure to meet you. I hope that I can get to know you better.
I think we have some time.
And Bittersweet will put the headdress back on. And sort of lean back up against a shattered statue.
Alright, so you guys take your short rest. Are you guys headed back to the witching hour? Are you waiting for the Empyrean to come back to transport the gold?
I don't think we need to wait for the Empyrean to come to come back. I think they're going to stick to their word. They are a lawful good celestial being, after all.
We are employing them.
Yeah, we are employing them. They are getting something out of this.
Okay. So I assume you guys are flying back up or using a broom to go back up and then getting out.
Yeah.
Probably hitching a ride on
We'll
hay.
figure it. Yeah, basically we'll figure it out.
Okay.
I'm sure Tilda has spell slots left if she wants to waste them.
Yeah, and I mean, Bittersweet can turn. Bittersweet can turn into a giant eagle.
I think I still have. Let me see. Do I still have a polymorph left in me? I know I used a lot of my spells. Well, the higher level ones, anyways. I could dimension door one of us back, like me and somebody else back up, or I could polymorph into a giant eagle and carry people. So. I think
or we can just all climb into the portable hole and Tilda flies us back up.
There's no room in the portable hole.
Oh yeah, no, that's just fucking full of gold now. We just shuffled it all in. Okay.
I imagine Rain's short rest was spent fitting it into her smaller handy haversack.
Just Tetrising as much as you can.
all of the as much platinum as you possibly could.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have spell slots to spare, so I say you eventually get back on Hay, who is waiting for you guys.
Oh, good. He didn't leave.
He didn't leave. He's eating. He is.
I made a lot of.
Yeah, you made a lot of food for him, so he's just munching. It doesn't really look like nothing could really mess with him.
Cat.
So you guys head back to the witching hour on Hay. Oh my god. And so you eventually go back up the mountain, and when you get to the top of the witching hour, you see that Nick Nevin's help is doing something to a tree that was magically transported to them. Currently, the tree sits in a large circle that has runes all around it. These runes have been carved into large yellow crystals, and the where the carving area is on these large slabs of yellow crystal, there is like a little milky white liquid that's been poured into where the rune carving is. You also see that Elena is also in the circle as well, but it looks like she's sleeping, or she's in a coma, or she's not. She's breathing, but she's not moving. When Nick Nevin notices you, she's like, "Oh, splendid! You made it just in time."
Oh, good. I see the Empyrean delivered the tree as tasked.
He was very helpful, though he did want to get away from here as quickly as possible.
I can only imagine.
Oh, yes. So we're about to start the soul transfer. If you want to witness it, you're more than welcome to.
I'll just immediately sit down cross-legged and watch.
Okay. What are the rest of you doing?
What's the fairy dragon's name again?
Kiwi.
That's it. Presumably Kiwi's still hanging out with us, right?
Yeah, he was. He was with Hay while you guys went into the volcano. Okay. And he doesn't want to be left alone at this point.
No,
yeah. Kiwi is sitting on, so has resumed his position on your shoulder, Bittersweet. And is like,
yeah. So Bittersweet will go and sit far enough away that they can still have a decent view, but will make sure that Kiwi is close by so that they don't freak out. He doesn't freak out. And is just telling him, it's just like, I made a new friend.
Oh.
Would you like to hear about them?
Sure.
They live on this headdress.
Kiwi blinks.
It sounds absurd.
You know? Kiwi's like, you know, coming from anyone else, I would think they were pulling my wing. But from you, I believe you. I have no reason not to believe you.
That is much appreciated.
What kind of friend is he? Like, he, she, them?
Presumably her name is Violet, and she appears to be a flea.
I see.
Again, I want to reassure you that though this sounds absurd...
Which it does. Like I said...
This is apparently a function of the headdress.
It's a nice headdress. But, a flea. Never would have thought about that.
Yeah. They kind of like look up at the antlers and they're like, I think it is slightly excessive.
I mean, if it's originally from the Feywild, Kiwi says, it's par for the course. I mean, I'm a fairy dragon. I have butterfly wings.
That is an excellent point.
Alright. Rain, what are you doing?
Kind of do the same thing. Find if there's like a place to post up on the wall, kind of lean back and watch. I'll do that.
They're definitely like, rocky, giant jets of rock that you can probably lean against and kind of watch. Melanie will probably join you. Alright. So in the center, again, of this ruined circle is the tree and Elena. You also see, from your vantage point, the tree looks like not a tree at this point. It looks like it's been carved, but it's hard to see what it's been carved into because it looks like a circular pile of tree trunk, sticks, vines, and leaves. You're not sure what shape it's been carved into.
Hey, I know this is maybe a little metagamey, but since Ro is not here to object, could we have Tilda cast detect magic? Look at the tree.
She can certainly try.
Okay. I'm curious as to what kind of magic is going on here.
So, she casts it. She's getting transmutation.
Uh-huh.
She's getting necromancy.
Okay.
She's getting enchantment.
Okay. All of those make sense.
Yeah. So those are the 3 schools she's definitely getting things from.
Did she get anything wacky off of Elena?
With Elena, she's not getting anything out of the ordinary. Okay. Just be aware that her skin is still in the process of cracking, like it was when you had first arrived. So she's not looking any better, but doesn't look like she's been tampered with, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yep. And here's another interesting question. Just because I don't think it came up anyways, and just because I'm thinking about it now. But I keep wanting to call Ronny Orly, and I'm like, no, not all turtles or Orly. But does Ronny see anything weird about Elena because of the true sight from the Rub of Eyes?
He does see something. So her injuries aren't coming from, like, the cracking of her skin is definitely not a natural process. When Ronny is able to peer into the ethereal plane, and now that he's gotten a really close look at Elena, he can almost see, like, little tendrils coming out of her. And these blackened tendrils are tearing at the parts where the cold iron meet her skin. It looks like they are physically rejecting the cold iron that's in her skin. And it looks like some tendrils are larger than others. What Ronny is probably able to tell you is, just watching her over a short period of time, is there are more and more of these tendrils that are coming out. So, and it's at this point it's starting to become an exponential rate.
Okay.
Whatever is inside, or the being that's inside Elena, is rejecting the vessel that it is in.
Yeah,
and
it wants to get out now.
Yeah, it wants to get out, and it's trying to adapt the body to itself, but it's having a very hard time because cold iron is that.
No bueno.
Yeah, it's no bueno to a fae spirit, especially.
Yeah.
All right, so after the tree and Elena and the circle of runes is formed, the McDevon's minions leave the circle. But they do stand on either side. There's a group on the left, there's a group on the right. There's Nick Nevin outside the circle, but in the center of them. She, in one arm, has a snake with brilliant emerald scales that just wraps around her hand. The head of the snake is at the top of her hand, and the rest of the body just wraps around her wrists and down her forearm. In her other hand that doesn't have the snake, there is what you see, a clay bowl, and it's filled with what looks like large robin blue eggs, but with speckles of red that glint whenever lights hit them. Like almost kind of like there's actually like red crystal or red ruby speckles on them. As she raises both the bowl and the arm with the snake upwards towards the air, the sky above, the clouds overhead begin to darken, and it looks like smoke. The clouds, like smoke, is starting to wrap themselves around the giant crystal atop the mountain. And at first, Nicknevin starts chanting very softly, but as she gets louder, you hear Tam Bram Harno Spritserona, Tam La Haze versus Domarchi, Tam Fula Dar Splits Mahala, Dachina more in the morning than the chi. I would like anybody who wishes to roll either. It's going to be a Arcana or it's going to be a Religion check.
I can't remember what Tilda's is, but it's going to be
I can roll it for
some kind
her.
of insane amount.
Yeah, let me just.
And you know she want to do it.
Yeah.
What the fuck is happening with my chat window?
I don't know.
I don't think it makes sense for Ryan to roll this.
I'm just waiting for the character sheet to open. I know it's going to be
yeah, I think it's like. I know she has expertise in it because of the domain.
She has a plus 17.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right. Bittersweet and Tilda.
Ooh.
Yeah. Bittersweet, what you know about. So while Nicknevin was chanting, she seemed to be calling upon somebody, an individual named Sirona.
Okay.
What you know about Sirona, and Tilda knows a little bit more about Sirona. Sirona is a healing deity of sorts, a very old name that's been whispered in forests that are as ancient as the world is. But she is not of the main current pantheon. When people attempt to call upon her, her symbols are snakes and a bowl that has eggs in it. What Tilda knows about this deity is this deity is said to be older than Melora herself. Some people think that Sirona actually predates Melora. Why she... And most often they think she was probably the goddess of the wilderness before Melora. But Sirona, for all intents and purposes, isn't dead. Probably not as worshipped as she once was. There are still pockets of druids and some rangers that worship Sirona as their own, but they're very far and few in between. Popular theory, Tilda will tell you, that is Sirona fell out of favor with the other major deities. And because of this, she was cast on low. And for what reason she was banished, she's not sure. The text never... There's many theories about why Sirona is where she is today, but there are theories. There isn't any hard evidence or writings that tell why she was cast from her position. But yeah, often she's depicted with the snake, the bowl of eggs. She is usually depicted very similar to the form of a dryad with like this sea green skin and long hair. But yeah, that's what Tilda knows about her. So as Nick Nevin is chanting, the smoke that is wrapping around the great crystal above you starts winding down the length of it towards down the base of the crystal, and the smoke streams start heading towards Elena, and the smoke stream actually enters through Elena's chest and begin to carry out the spirit form of Relkath. These smoke tendrils are wrapping around him. The spirit is then pulled from Elena into the mass of plant matter that is what you think is the carved dragonleaf tree. There is an eerie blue glow that starts to flood the tree, and now that it is almost a brilliant blue, you can see there are also runes covered into parts of the trunk of the tree, and when the light reflects off of these runes, they are metallic in nature. They look different. They definitely look different from the coat iron that sits adorned on Elena's skin. The eerie blue glow becomes brighter and brighter and brighter until it hurts even you guys to look at it. And sometimes during this process, you have to shield your eyes away. It's like looking directly into the sun without the heat, though. It is almost, it's like how your face hurts in the wintertime. It's making your eyes hurt like that. And then just as you think it can't get any brighter, the glow stops. And the chanting stops. The clouds disperse. And the sky, once again, is filled with sunlight. Elena still looks like she's asleep, but what Ronny can see now is her skin is no longer spontaneously cracking in places because of what is in her. What is in her is out. When the chanting stops, some of the witches' minions carry Elena to a bedroll outside of the cave and lay her upon that and tuck her in. From the tree pile, you all hear a voice, and you hear, I can smell the earth again. I can feel it beneath my feet in the air. And Nick Nevin's arms, make a motion to rise. And she says, "Rise now, Relkath." So the tree pile starts to shift. It starts to uncoil and unfurl. And coming out of the pile of branches, you see a dragon-like head rise from the branches. The scales on its face are actually brilliant green leaves that flow in the same direction a lizard scales from the face would flow. There are two magnificent horns that are actually branches with little ivy-like vines wrapping around them, and in places of where the branches are, there are actually small pink flowers that have started to bloom. The now tree dragon fully stands up, and these massive wings unfurl. The membranes of the wings look like the veins of giant tree leaves. And the body itself is an intricate mass of bark, tree branches, and vines. And with almost a shudder and kind of like feeling himself out, he gives his new body a shake, and the leaves move in unison with his shakes. And Rokath looks to Nicknevin and says, I appreciate all you've done. And Nicknevin, let me see.
Murders him.
Nicknevin, who has a passive insight of 15 or above?
Oh, that'd be me. I got a 22.
Nicknevin looks at Relcath with a glint in her eye. There is
Like
her,
that.
He's like, haha, you owe me now, bitch.
And that's exactly what she says. She says, just remember our deal. And with that, Relcath will nod. I have actually a picture of what Relcath looks like now.
So what you're saying is we went through all this trouble just to flip the order of words on a dragon tree to make a tree dragon?
Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. That's not the picture. So the ceremony is over. And you can, if you want to, you can move freely. The minions of Nicknevin are starting to clean up the large yellow crystal runes that were laid out in a circle. So this is what he looks like now.
Cool.
Yes. Yep. Tree dragon. And you see that Rokath is, just testing out his body, just moving around, flapping the wings, trying to get a feel of his new form.
Mm-hmm.
Because Rokath, from what you recall in lore that you've read, looked more like a
person.
No,
yeah,
he was a tree. he was a tree person.
So I was actually just going to, like, since there was like a moment of silence among everybody, and we all stood up in reverence to this new form Relcath took. I was actually going to walk up to Relcath and just straight up ask him, so, have you always been a tree dragon, or is that because your body comes from a dragon tree?
He says,
Zaitari, you can't just ask people if they've always
Sorry.
You
Relcath.
just ask how halflings work, man. Only Lynn would get that. That was from the campaign I ran the first time that I stopped running. But anyways, you keep going.
Rokath will say that, well, I was never a tree dragon. I was more of I suppose...
Tree person?
A tree person, with multiple limbs. I believe you would say 4 arms, I believe. Arms, I guess that's what you would call it.
Was that because it was more convenient or more of an aesthetic thing?
It was before was eventually... I think made is the wrong word, but grew into? Where is that fucking thing? Hold on. And there's...
I'll pet you. Okay, nope, you're done.
Give me a minute to find the tree art.
He moved his paw in a way that was like, I'm gonna attack your hand now. I'm like, no. No. I just won't use 2 hands now. Because sometimes he really likes to be, like, aggressively pet on his face. By, like, 2 hands.
Oh, like the cheek smushes?
Yes. Well, what he really likes is for me to take my hands and, like, just kind of, like, push back his whole face. Like, as I'm, like, petting him. Like, push back his ears. So that he has, like, stretched out, elongated kitty eyes.
Oh.
And then I just keep doing that. He really likes it.
Okay, I can't...
Which is interesting because I know a lot of cats would find that very overstimulating.
Yeah, Leomar doesn't like that either.
Martin has a big issue with being
That
pet
is
too much
aggressive
on his...
petting.
Oh no, that's what we do to Rogue. She likes to be smacked. Like she wants to be beat up. She's our BDSM cat.
Fair.
Oh my gosh, she would love this. She would be so into it.
Why are some cats into that? I get the uncomfortable feeling that this is like a sexual thing for the cat. Based on it.
Just to copy paste that last cat picture again in reaction.
Oh. Alright, so that was our necessary cat break.
What are the things he's using to hit it?
I think they're just paddles.
Don't know.
They're just straight up BDSM paddles.
No, I legitimately think that they are. They're just like very floppy paddles.
Here we go. So
found it?
Yeah, I found it. Freaking had to look under tree and folder, not tree person. Don't ask why I have a tree and folder.
I mean, who doesn't, right?
All right. So he describes something like, I'm not very good at descriptions, so as you guys can tell, describes something more like less form.
Oh, neither. Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah. Didn't have legs, had more like branch roots. Yep. Old form.
So he was a tree drider.
Yeah, I guess a tree drider would be the best way to put it.
Because don't driders also have 4 arms?
No, driders only have 2, I think.
Okay. Isn't there something though that has like it's part spider that has 4 arms?
It starts with an E. Ettercaps?
Yeah. Because I know there's something, because I remember seeing the art and I'm like, oh, this is really cool, but it looks really weird as a tree.
No, Ettercaps only have 2 arms.
Aren't there like dragonleaf? They're drow, so
yeah.
Oh yeah, those things. That was the art that I used.
The dragonleaf. Yeah, the dragonleaf has 4 arms.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of, because that was the art that I used for the demon form of Strahd. So
they're badass looking.
They are. That's why I was like, ooh, this is perfect. And it kind of looks vampiric. I'm like, perfect. Don't need to look any further.
But yes, Relcath explains that he was a multi-armed tree drider. in the past, with the complete with the elf ears, actually. He explains that he's not sure why he eventually grew into that form. It's just the way it was.
And so it shall be.
Yep. And now he's a tree dragon.
So do you prefer the dragon form or the previous one?
I don't know yet.
That's true. You are brand new.
I am very brand new. And I do believe I also owe you something. So he reaches up to one of his tree branch horns and plucks a pink flower from it and hands it to you.
I take it.
This should get you through that secret passage that you were told about in the Lake of Dreams that sits about a mile away from the chateau.
When we go to this Lake of Dreams, will we technically be within the domain? Will we be in any danger?
You will be.
Oh, fun.
That's why it's as if, and if I remember correctly from what Elena's history tells me, it would be like storming into the Queen's castle of Leona, without a war outside to distract the denizens within. You might wanna, and he has, if a tree could have a thoughtful look, he's giving you one right now.
I mean, dragons can have thoughtful looks.
He taps his chin with a claw. You could, if he is the same person I know, probably could ask Mel for help. I mean, the Bear King.
Oh, okay, because I said, like, Mel's over there.
I apologize. No, his name is, and I'll have to type it out because it's a long-ass name. Feylords, there we go. His name is... His longish name is...
I'm digging this tree dragon look, by the way.
Yeah.
Messy... Common. I call him Mel because there's an old joke in there. You don't need to know about it.
Okay.
But Messy Common is his name. People call him the Bear King because, well, he's the king of bears and of bear people and can turn into a bear.
I mean, we did have one with one of his... Oh. Cat.
Martin wanted to say hi.
Oh, Martin, sorry.
That sounded like a call for help.
Help me.
He came up here and he was rubbing his face against the microphone, so... Morale, yes.
He approves of Tree Dragon, apparently.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, it's cool. He might be able to help you.
Well, we were thinking about getting assistance from him. I believe we were informed that if we did, we would need to best him in combat.
He's always like that. He's always been like that. Yes, he, the great Bear King, who sits upon his throne, drinking his mead around his subjects in perpetual camaraderie. He's a good friend. I think he just parties too much. And it sounds like he's still the same from what I hear from the rest of the... And he kind of glances around at some of the hags. Kiwi, who has been on your shoulder this whole time, Bittersweet, is just looking up at Relcath, and he's like, "Good luck."
Good luck with the tree dragon, or
good luck
with the bear king?
I said good look, not luck.
Oh, I thought you said good luck.
Yeah. He's like, like the horns. And Relcath's like,
good look.
He preens at the compliments.
Yeah, Bittersweet just has looked kind of fascinated the whole time.
Yeah. It's very odd how especially to you, it looks like, especially the parts of his wings have a lot of like elasticity to them. Like they stretch and compress, like unlike trees you've seen. Horns stay pretty rigid though. Kiwi says, well, if you're looking for help, and he looks thoughtful as well. I mean, Thanon always talked about him. We could probably get his attention.
Whose attention, Kiwi?
The Lord of the Hunt. He could probably be useful too.
Oh, you mean the one that we were told remains neutral all the time and doesn't like to involve himself in politics?
Well, yeah. But, you know. And he kind of like whispers a little low. Like, they all have a price. But Relcath, who either choose to ignore what Kiwi says or doesn't hear him at all, says, but Messacommon can help you. Especially if he knows what happened to me. And you do have the proof that I'm alive.
True. Would he want the proof that you're alive, or would he allow us to keep it?
I mean, I could always give you another one just in case.
I would prefer that, yes.
He plucks another flower and gives it to you.
Okay. Now I have 2 flowers.
Now you have 2 flowers from a Fey Lord.
Yes.
Eventually the ritual circle is cleaned up, and Nick Nevin wanders over and says, well, seems we're all finished here.
Are we, though?
Well, you're not.
No.
Relcath will need to stay here for a little while to fully regain his power. We discussed this at length. He is new, getting used to the body, and I don't think he should be testing it. She motions to out there yet.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so he might have to stay here for a little bit. Not long, though.
Not until his domain is cleared, right? Let me give Relcath a wink.
You see, like, Nick Nevin points to her head and points to you. You get where I was going with this.
Yes.
Smart girl.
Is she gonna bone the dragon? Is
Hey.
that where this is going?
I mean, who knows?
Yeah, Fae are weird. Yeah,
Fae are weird. Maybe not. Whatever Bittersweet wants to think. So
Bittersweet's not thinking anything. It's just the Wii theme song in their head most of the time.
Do 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 do.
The flea on your headdress is like, wow. That's something.
That's new.
Yeah, that's something you don't see every day. This is going to be interesting.
Yeah,
but
the Wii music playing in the head or the tree dragon?
More like the tree dragon. Maybe the Wii music too.
Bittersweet says, "Oh, this sort of thing seems to happen all the time around these people.
This is going to be a delightful journey."
While Zaitari is talking to Nick Nevin, Bittersweet will ask Kiwi a little bit about the Lord of the Hunt.
All right, so the Lord of the
question. I was about to do that too.
Yeah, Kiwi will tell you as much as he can about the Lord of the Hunt. The reason he knows a little bit about the Lord of the Hunt is because he actually trained Thanon in his abilities. And as good as Thanon is, of course his mentor is much better.
Of course.
The Lord of the Hunt, he describes... He has a horse. It's a midnight. It's a
horse. Horse, of course.
It's a horse. A horse
Is
that
it amazing?
looks...
Does it taste like raisins?
Oh
my god.
Oh, yep. I'm trying to remember the song. Yeah, I got it.
He describes a midnight horse and a generic shirtless elven huntsman.
A generic shirtless elven huntsman.
Kiwi's words, not mine. It has a headdress very similar to yours, Kiwi says, except the antlers are a little grander, more like a stag's antlers than like an antelope. He is the Lord of the Hunt because wherever he goes, the Wild Hunt follows him. The Wild Hunt, Kiwi explains, is a grouping of individuals. The Wild Hunt, if a hunter gets caught up within the Wild Hunt, the Kiwi has described, because he has seen this happen before with rangers that get into the Wild Hunt's path, they become consumed with the Wild Hunt itself. They become part of the Wild Hunt. They track, hunt beasts, creatures of all kinds. And once you become part of the Wild Hunt, it's very rare that you become yourself again. That's why he's so dangerous. Because there have been countless stories of lords and ladies that try to encounter the Lord of the Hunt without him seeking them out first. But they encounter the Wild Hunt and they get consumed by the hunt itself. The other reason why he thinks the Lord of the Hunt might help you is because the Lord of the Hunt cares for the balance. If, as Kiwi says, if a arch-fae lady were to become a god, that already disturbs the balance of power. There's going to be a vacuum. It's all well and good that Relkath is back, but Relkath isn't going to be the only one vying for the summer crown at that point. Also, the Queen of Air and Darkness has been wearing the Winter Crown as well in these past years. You have 2 positions of power that's going to be gone.
And isn't her husband missing?
Her husband is missing. Do you say that out loud?
Yes.
Okay. Nick Nevin says, the Moonlit King has been gone for years. I know
The Moonlit King could have been in a similar situation to Relkath.
Now that Relkath is back, yeah, that's what I assumed happened. He's probably still alive somewhere. There'd be... When a Fey Lord or Lady, Nick Nevin explains, dies, the effects can be felt for miles and miles in the domain where the Arch-Fey or Lady rules. People would know if the Moonlit King had died.
I figured as much. I have a feeling he's simply imprisoned at the moment.
Perhaps, but as where he is, if any of the other Fey Lords and Ladies know, I don't know. And if Sinestra knows, and she probably does, she's very, very, very secretive. Obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, she is trying to kill a god.
Yep.
And apparently just wants all the power.
Typically. If you're looking for allies...
I mean, always.
Nick Nevin looks towards you and looks towards Relkath and the rest of your party. There might be somebody that can help you.
Oh, besides the 2 that we've been suggested now?
I do have a 3rd suggestion.
Oh, please do go on.
You might not like this.
Oh, okay. Please keep going.
She's very powerful in her own right. What do you know about Baba Yaga?
Oh. Let me roll an Arcana check. Mallory knows a lot.
Would this be Arcana or religion?
Either or.
I'll roll a religion check.
Okay.
I'm okay at.
Pushes up glasses.
No.
Because I did all of that research, do I get advantage?
Sure.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Baba Yaga has been mentioned to you before. It was one of the candidates where you thought...
Can Tilda roll?
Tilda can roll. I know she's gonna get a minimum of 18.
All of us suffer from dumb bitch syndrome.
Listen.
Melanie's probably
I'm including myself in this.
Melanie's probably like, what are they all talking about?
Yeah, the savvy people are just lost here.
Yeah, savvy people are just like...
we have one person who is good at the intelligence shit, and that is Tilda.
All you need in a party is one wizard.
Yeah, you just need one wizard or one rogue who makes sure that they take a high intelligence.
Well, darlings.
I mean, accurate.
Let's see. Baba Yaga.
Before you go on to that description, can I get something to drink really quick?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll be right back.
Bittersweet isn't even paying attention about Baba Yaga. Bittersweet is having an idea about the wild hunt, about the Lord of the Hunt.
Huey explains to you why he thought about the wild hunt is because there are probably, like, in each domain of the Arch-Fey Lords and Ladies, an item of the wild hunt that would catch his interest. Usually it's a grand beast of sorts that they could stalk. Something that you could probably convince the wild hunt to go after. And where the wild hunt goes, well, if maybe the ladies and lords that are under Sinestra's control get caught up in the wild hunt. And
has the Lord of the Hunt ever hunted the most dangerous game?
And Kiwi's just like, I'm going to fall for this, and I think I know the answer, but why don't you just entertain me?
I think that I could probably give him a run for his money.
He is the Lord of the Hunt for a reason.
And I can make a very uncommon elk.
I don't know if you want to do that, but I'm sure we can find something. There must be something near the chateau that might catch his interest.
I'm back.
All right, so Baba Yaga. Nick Devon. Tilda tells you about the famous Baba Yaga, who is a renowned witch who appears as an old woman, a stooped one with a long nose and wild white hair. She has a set of iron dentures, which you guys probably have heard about at this point.
Yep, I've looked at the stat block.
Yep. And she travels via giant flying mortar and pestle. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a house with legs.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Chicken legs.
Yep. Which almost killed everybody in my Curse of Strahd game. But they managed to pull out the magical stone.
Does her stat block also include the horsemen that she has control over?
I think they're in there.
They're in this they're in the codex, actually. Well, I think they're in the Tome of Beasts. Yeah,
they're in one or the other. They're separated though.
Yeah.
It's like Red Dawn, Blackest Night, and something.
Yep. Tilda does say yes, she has her horsemen. Nick Nevin will interject that Baba Yaga is a fair and honest person. But she does have a fondness for animals and wild things. And sometimes she has heard of Baba Yaga employing adventurers to retrieve these things for her. But she is as cruel as she is kind. The stories you hear about feeding on the dreams and on sleeping innocents, that happens. But the reason that she thinks she might be of use to you, other than she is an associate, is because the horsemen can cause a lot of damage.
Yep.
And that might distract, some forces of the Queen of Air and Darkness if they happen to roll through her domain.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to know about Baba Yaga?
Personally, not right now, but I think we have a lot that we need to discuss. So I look between Bittersweet and Rain.
Mm-hmm. Take your time. You are welcome to stay here as long as you wish, says Nick Nevin.
I think we're going to have a little chat, and we'll probably be back with more questions.
Of course.
You see a skull helicopter?
I can think of a good name for it.
I have never actually played Curse of Strahd, so.
Well, she rides in an upside down. Skull. Yeah, she rides in an upside down dead giant's skull.
So yeah, it's a pestle. It's a mortar and pestle made of a skull.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, because it's Baba Lysaga, but it's very clearly heavily influenced by Baba Yaga.
Mm-hmm.
So. Just with a couple different flavor changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot weaker, obviously, but still, close enough.
Okay. All right, so I'll.
There is Nick Devin does say one more thing. There is one more option since you mentioned the Moonlit King.
Mm.
I may not
find that guy.
I may not know where he is, but I think there's one person who might. Because
And who's that?
Have you ever heard of the Animal Lords of the Feywild?
Let's see, have I?
Is this another religion check?
Yeah.
Do I get advantage because I'm a druid?
Sure.
Ah!
Okay, let's see what you know about the Animal Lords.
Didn't even need the advantage.
I am an animal lord.
Well,
we have so many options now, guys.
You have a lot of options.
And we're going to make the decisions before anybody else has a chance to say no.
So the Animal Lords are as described. While, the humanoids have their vast pantheons and divine figures, the animal world has much simpler forms of faith. Among each species, there is always one paragon that embodies the animal spirit in human form, to better speak to others and represent the animals in celestial council. But many of the animal lords reside on the Feywild. Among them, Bittersweet, just a few, is the Queen of Serpents, the Queen of Birds, the Mouse King, and there are a few others, but those are a few that you've heard of. Nick Nevern explains, there is one animal lord that I know resides in the Feywild. His name is Brother Ox. And often many people try to seek him out to get answers and questions. He sits atop the tallest mountain to the north, where he is said to fill his days with training and study and contemplation to hone his physical and spiritual being. He has gathered more knowledge than any mortal scholar could dream of. And there's almost no secret that he cannot uncover. So
He sounds like my kind of guy.
So there's also that option if you want to pursue to find where the Moonlight King is. And perhaps if he's probably still alive. And if he could be freed, he'd possibly help you.
So, before we discuss our plethora of options that are laid out before us like a fine buffet, we do have one problem that we're going to be running into soon, and that is transportation. We've been utilizing Hay for a few days now, and he is beginning to become worried about his family, so to speak, and would very much like to return to them. We have no other fast form of transportation besides our feet. And Zaitari just kind of opens her arms up wide. Is there maybe anything you could offer us in our arduous quest as we trek about the Feywild?
Well, you do still owe me a heart, says Nick Nevin. So, and you need to get that heart for me, eventually. And I would really like it.
Okay, this is Mallory going, what? I don't remember this.
She wants Eva's heart.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Sorry.
No.
I thought this was something else. I'm like...
No. She still wants Eva's heart. On a platter.
Ah!
I think I can summon something up for you.
Okay.
Just give me a few hours.
That's fine. We're going to need some time to discuss things anyways. Alright. Did that map get pinned? No,
I think
it didn't get pinned.
Oh, I can always link it to you again. Hold on.
Yeah, I just want to see it.
Yep. Copy.
Yeah, I think between the three of us, we're gonna make some decisions now.
Yep. This is why I said.
So, do we want to role play it, or do we want to just powwow out of character?
Whichever.
Just powwow it out of character.
I'm fine with that. It should speed things up a little bit. All right, so obviously, since we're in the witching hour, the Bear Kingdom is the closest thing to us right now. So I feel like getting them is going to be the easiest thing to do. But we can't do just one thing. I think we need to do at least 2, possibly 3, because if we could free the Moonlit King, that would make things a lot easier for us, I feel like.
So I think the main thing that's going to be inhibiting us is time, because we only have like a couple days left.
How much time? Is it a week or a couple of days?
You haven't been out that long, so you've been here for a few days.
Yeah, because I know...
Hay's made really good time, but...
Yeah, because of Hay, I think we've only been traveling for like 3 days. 3 or 4. I can't remember exactly, but... Hay has certainly helped out, though.
Mm-hmm.
But depending on how fast the travel is, with whatever form of transportation... Oh, 1 second. Whatever form of transportation Nick Nevin is going to be providing for us, getting to the Bear Kingdom is not going to be hard. I think it's going to also be easy to get him to get on our side. If anything, we'll at least be able to get the audience because we have the proof, but then Mel's going to need to beat the shit out of him, which I think she can definitely do. So, I'm not necessarily worried about that. I feel
Don't worry,
like...
guys. Rain's got it.
I mean, you probably could do it, too. I cast Crater Invisibility on you.
Yeah, then maybe.
He's gonna get fucked up. Or I cast Haste on you, and you do your ring and
5 million attacks.
Yeah, as long as you get that crit, he's gonna be killed. But anyways, we'll be able to, because the Lord of the Hunt is neutral, we could probably pretty easily call upon him, and I'm not concerned about the favor he may ask in return. If he even has one, because of the fact of the imbalance of power that'll occur with the power vacuum of killing.
That's fine. They're
Sinestra.
just discussing a plan right now.
So that's why I feel like he's a good bet. I don't want to go to Baba Yaga because I'm worried about the favor she will ask in return for helping out, because I don't think she gives a fuck.
Well, she likes animals and wild things, and I am both. So she likes to think I'm cute.
This is true, but that's also kind of why I want to go to Brother Ox, because I think you'll be able to convince him more than anything to get information on the Moonlit King.
The only thing is that Brother Ox is like the highest mountain of the northern reaches. Is that what he said?
Yeah, which if I'm looking at that'd be like straight north from here.
Yeah, which is a really far way away.
Yeah, which is also why, because Ro isn't here, we can just pilot her like a mecha robot. She has scrying, right? Or is that just...
Or Ronny does.
Ronny does the very least.
Ronny does, and I think I do too.
Yeah. So, between the various forms of divination that we can do. We can scry on him and attempt to communicate with him potentially. Because the scrying, if Ronny does it and gets a successful scrying, we could potentially send him a sending spell and talk to him. Because all you have to do is be familiar. I mean, technically we go his name, but I feel like being familiar is not just knowing somebody's name. You have to see them. And I don't think, you don't have... when is Wind Walk?
Oh, no, I don't have that yet.
I didn't think so.
Pretty sure.
That would be nice. Oh, that would solve all of our transportation issues.
Well, it doesn't make you go faster, does it?
Oh, yeah.
You have 120
flying
foot...
speed of 300 feet, yeah.
Yeah, and you could dash. So you get 600 foot movement per round.
Yeah, it's 6th level.
Yeah.
God, I wish I could be something bigger.
We could level up. We could take it as a magical secret spell, and then all of our problems would be solved.
I wish Bittersweet could be something bigger that they could carry everyone.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That would be badass.
Yeah.
Because
I think the biggest you can get is a giant elk, right?
Yeah, it's the giant elk is a huge creature, I think. That's the biggest thing I can be right now. Oh, well, actually. I can't be anything flying that's huge.
Damn druids.
Yeah.
The best transportation spells.
In the environment, what can I be?
So it sounds like Mr. Bear, Mr. Ox, and Mr. Wild Hunt?
Yeah,
can I be... Darren, would you let me be a Quetzalcoatlus?
You mean the You've had to seen one.
Have I seen one?
I don't think so.
That's fair.
But I want one.
Kind of weird looking. I could be a killer whale. I've probably seen a killer whale. But...
Oh, almost definitely.
Yeah, but is it a... Oh my god. I was just about to say, but is it a flying killer whale? But Tilda has fly.
What?
Oh god.
So I will point out that this does replace my speed as a killer whale with the flight speed of the flight spell.
Which I think is a 60-foot move, isn't it?
So what is the point of me being a flying killer whale?
We can all ride you.
As opposed to her just casting it a higher level and we all of us flying ourselves.
Oh.
Lower levels.
I guess.
Also, we're flying fucking killer whale, and we can.
Yeah, really.
So I'm not discounting the idea of a flying killer whale. It's great. However,
I mean, it would actually be a pretty high level spell. You can be. How long can you be wild shaped? Like a long time, right?
A couple hours.
Half the druid level.
5 hours at a time.
And fly is only 1 hour, and to cast it for all of us, that would burn spell slots so quickly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's actually not the worst. It's funny, but it's not the worst idea we've had so far.
No. But again, we don't know how fast the transportation is that Devin will be providing for us, so...
But will it be a flying killer?
Yeah, that's very true. We can't beat that rule of cool. So, personally, my personal order of priority for things is Brother Bear, Brother Hunt, Brother Ox, and then, Brother Lysaga. No, that's my tier list. Which honestly, the last two between Brother Ox and Baba Lysaga can flip pretty easily, because, again, I just want to get that scry spell off to see where he really is, to see if, like, we really can get to him in time. Which, can we just have Ronny do that?
Let me take a look. I need to take a look at the scry spell.
They're gonna have a +5 to their save because it's only you've heard of.
Yeah. Don't have. Yeah, you're right.
Unless Nick Nevin. I'm gonna go to Nick Nevin.
Okay.
Hey, Nick Nevin.
Sky self.
Yes, Zaitari.
Do you know what Brother Ox looks like? Could you potentially, I don't know, conjure an image, maybe, to show our cleric friend Ronny here?
I could do you one better. And
No.
Neketman goes into her cave.
Summon
Bring-
him.
Brings out a book.
Oh, that would be so much better.
And just flips through the book. And she shows you a picture of... You've seen the longhorn bulls from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So it is...
Steer.
Yeah. So it is a longhorn... He has a longhorn steer head. He is depicted in lotus position, in blue monk garb. I actually can show you a real picture of him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he does look like a monk, to be fair.
Yeah,
he's wearing, like, monk garb.
Yep. God damn it. Alright, they don't have a picture of him online for some reason. I'll find one, but she shows you a picture of him.
Let's see. I think the animal lords are in the Tome of Beast, right?
They are in the creature codex.
Never mind. Put that one back.
But he is a longhorn steer with monk garb, so yes. You can take this out to show your turtle friend.
Okay. You don't happen to have anything that, I don't know, was a possession?
Unfortunately, I have never met him personally. So, and I have none of my minions have met him before either. Pretty much, more or less.
Yeah, I'm just going in the book and I'm going to take a picture with my phone.
Yeah.
Post it. Nope, too far. There he is.
Yeah, that's him.
That's him.
This is the male Minotaur monk from Pathfinder.
Oh. Well. Well, they use that too.
Is it from where did you say it was from? From Creature Codex?
Yep. Yeah, the Creature Codex.
Oh, that makes sense.
Kobold Press has produced a lot of...
Yeah, they mainly do Pathfinder stuff. Yeah, they just recently branched out to 5e, so...
So yes, you have the picture. So it is -2.
Yeah. Still a +3, though.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine that wisdom is high.
You don't, you wouldn't, yeah, you don't say. Alright, so I will have Ronny scry.
But who knows?
But who knows? I mean, I might roll shit.
Yeah, could get a natural 1.
For a second, Ronny gets a flash of the clouds as if you were sitting atop a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as if it was just a dream, the picture fades.
Bummer.
We tried.
Yeah. Approximately how many days of travel would it take to get to these mountains?
Well, with the transportation I would be providing you, I have to do some calculations. Give me a second.
Whee!
Alright, so... It's gonna take a little bit. So...
Math.
Math.
Whee! While you're doing this math, out of vital curiosity for everybody here, because you all have cats, do any of your cats, like, freak the fuck out about catnip? Like, to an unreasonable level? Because Coda loves catnip. Like, it is his favorite thing in the world. Like, I know
cat
cats,
has I guess she has a normal relationship with catnip.
Yeah, Leomar has a normal relationship as well.
Martin is meh about catnip.
Yeah, because, mom's cats, our cats, whatever, the cats, all of them kind of like catnip. Rogue is the most fond of catnip, out of all of them. But even then, she's not like, holy shit, catnip! But Coda, like, I bought him catnip treats, and they're like his favorite thing ever. They're greenies too, so they're good for his teeth. As good as they can be anyways, so.
Coordinating vampires.
But if it's dashing... Sorry. If it's dashing, then...
Through the snow, in a one-horse open sleigh.
No, stop.
Through the fields we go. Laughing all the way. Ha ha ha.
God, this Christmas shit's starting earlier and earlier.
My mom and I are gonna go and see It Chapter 2 tomorrow. Very exciting.
I'm going to a wine festival, so... But I might go see it after.
Like an adult.
Yeah, I've been going... Listen, this happens every year. And I've been going with Mom ever since I moved here. We're not breaking the tradition of not going. So...
I just can't do wine. I'm very sensitive to tannins. And so, like a moderately dry Riesling is the most I can go.
Yeah. Well, the thing about wine festivals is because most people like sweet stuff, they tend to mostly bring sweet stuff. Like, they'll always have, like, a couple, at least one dry white and at least one dry red, but for the most part, the best-selling stuff at any wine festival is going to be the sweet wines. And Pennsylvania wines also tend towards being sweeter anyways, so...
Okay. So, roughly, if I'm comparing this to the appropriate sized animal...
Okay.
And this animal can do this per day.
Oh boy.
Okay.
So...
I'm wondering, are we getting a flying killer whale?
Roughly, you're looking at 400 miles per day.
Okay.
Okay.
So it might take you a couple days. So at the most 3 or 4 days to reach that mountain Brother Ox is on.
Okay.
That's quite far.
That might be out of our price range, so to speak. And by price range, I mean Zaitari dying. So.
That's something hasty here.
Well, Bear King is closest. So
yep.
A clear winner there, I think.
Yep. Clear number one choice. Yep.
Okay. So what would be the next closest?
Probably Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga does dwell in the swamp.
Where does the Lord of the Hunt hang out?
Typically,
my understanding is everywhere?
Typically, Kiwi thinks. Typically, he comes to people and people don't go to him because of the wild hunt situation. So we'd have to get something. Kiwi would explain, we'd have to get something that would get his attention.
And what would get his attention, Kiwi?
Giant elk?
He said earlier.
Giant. Oh, okay. I missed it.
I can. That's what kind of what Bittersweet was hinting at earlier, is that they can give the Lord of the Hunt a really good chase.
I mean, so could I. For an hour.
I can go for however long I need to.
Well, I mean, I could do it for a couple hours. I just have to keep shifting. But, let's see, the swamp. And the swamp is south.
Directly south.
Yes. Rain, what do you think?
Well, go to the Bear Kingdom first, of course, obviously. Of course. But we can have, assuming things go well, each place we have to run through rest a couple times in our travels. We can try again to scry, right? Ronny can do that a couple times.
Yes.
I think we hit the closest ones, and Bear, Baba La Saga, and somehow get the hunt's attention in the meantime. And then if we can, scry travel to the monk, or send him, see if he wants to come join us.
Sorry, hold on. Can't tell if that was a siren or my cat.
The eternal
Could
question.
it also be my song? I don't know. But,
The saga makes deals, right? It's gonna make some bad decisions. That's all it works. Always works well.
Yes, well, here's the thing. You're going to hate me for suggesting this. But we could technically split the party.
Don't like that.
I like it. Let's do it. They're not here. They can't stop us.
Because here's my thinking.
No gods, no kings, only man.
There are 3 places that we need to go right now. Well, technically 2 that are very close by. That will take more time if we go to one or the other to get to after we're done with the other place. This being the swamp or the forest where the Bear King is. And then there's the third thing of the Lord of the Hunt, which can technically be anywhere. So here's my idea. We split either into 2 or 3 groups, because we can do either of those evenly. We send Melanie with some other people to the Bear Kingdom. We send Tilda or myself plus some other people to the swamp, to Baba Lysaga. In Bittersweet...
You keep going to Baba Lysaga. This is just Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga. Fuck. Listen, I ran that campaign for like a year and a half. Or a year and a couple months. So, it's what comes to me.
It's what it is.
It is what it is. Because we need to have talkers go to Baba Yaga. And either myself or Tilda can talk anybody into anything. And if we're together, we can help each other talk her into anything. But we also need to talk her to go with Melanie. So I think we're going to have to split up.
I'm a pretty good talker. Can't fuck up too bad.
Yes, but...
Oh, wait, did I persuade you?
Do you?
Yeah, I have persuasion, so...
Ooh, okay. Yes, but Rain, will you actually be able to keep Melanie on a leash, so to speak? Will you be able to actually control her?
course I can control her.
Insight check.
Makes you think she hasn't been on a leash already.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh.
I was kidding about the insight check anyways. But, and then there's bittersweet with the wild hunt matter. But, if we split into 2 groups of 3, then one of the groups that has bittersweet can handle the Lord of the Hunt.
Yeah, I don't think that bittersweet. I don't think convincing if we do go the Brother Ox and the Moonlit King route, I don't think it has to be bittersweet. I think that bittersweet would get a kick out of this dude, and this dude would get a kick out of bittersweet. But I don't think it's. I think that, that's not necessary. But I do think that, like I said, is that bittersweet can give the Lord of the Hunt a really good run for his money. Because I can wild shape for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think Zaitari is going to be the best option for this. But, Zaitari can polymorph somebody, but it can only last for an hour if she doesn't do it to herself. But you can wild shape for a long time, so I feel like that's...
10 hours.
Yeah. Probably
longer
the best
if
option.
I can. Yeah, longer if I can sneak a short rest.
Short rest, yeah.
You just ride me and continuously cast catnap?
I do think that someone going to the Bear King is a safe split. If you don't want to do a 3 split, I think the 2 split there is pretty safe.
I also think so, because I think Rain and Melanie could handle the Bear King. I could just give you the flower, and as long as you remind Melanie of the proper etiquette when dealing with Fey Lords, to not say thank you.
It's either going to go really well or
really bad. Yeah. But I really do think between Rain and Melanie, you guys can handle it. Because Rain can talk and lie and stealth, and Melanie can hit things really hard. So...
Baba Yaga is clearly the one that's the most,
yeah, iffy.
Threatening.
Yeah. And between me, Ronny, Bittersweet, and Tilda, me and Tilda can talk to her. And then Bittersweet and Ronny, safety. But if we want a healer to go with Melanie for safety, then I think Ronny would be the safest bet if we want to do the 3-3 split for going to the Bear Kingdom.
You can also take one of the healing wands, too.
True. Yeah, because as long as you take, you could take the Wand of Cure Wounds, because I'm not worried too much about Melanie dying, or you guys getting into some wacky combat. I'm more so thinking if she does lose her fight, she's going to need some healing.
Yeah.
So I will say that we probably should, as much as we're planning, we probably should wait for the others to come back before we actually split the party. Just because, I don't know, it feels weird making that specific decision when it can really drastically impact one of their characters.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, we'll probably, end it soon, because, nobody, 3 people are out. You guys can probably discuss in chat what your options are, and bring up, the time constraints, the 4 choices you have.
Yeah, we're going to be like, guys, we finished the quest, we came back from the Feywild, 500 years had passed. Things happen.
You'll never...
We're starting a new campaign.
You'll never believe it. Everybody that we knew and loved is dead, but they did found a religion based on us.
You are all gods in this realm now.
Yep, we are.
Yeah, I actually don't think that I would mind the 3-3 split. So 3 people Baba Yaga, 3 people Bear King, and then we reconvene real quick and we do the Lord of the Hunt.
Yeah. And it's easy for us to meet up again, like, at the witching hour, because it's right in the middle, and then we do the...
whatever we do next, depending on what happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because ideally, we'd be able to get both of them. Then maybe we don't need to do the Lord of the Hunt thing. So...
I mean, I would like the Lord of the Hunt because potentially pulling all of her allies into just in like madness is very appealing.
That's true. That's true. I mean, again, I think it would be something to have as a nice bonus. Like, I want at least 2 of these 4 options that we have, and then a third would be a nice cherry on top.
We just gotta make sure we do it in the order where we don't trigger the countdown for the end mission, where if you start it too soon, you lose half your crew, no matter what, you know? That kind of
thing.
We have to make sure that we've done everyone's personal quest. Otherwise,
make sure they're loyal. You know,
we have to make sure that everything is calibrated and up to correct specs. So, Garrus
who has reach and who has flexibility? Fucking Garrus.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm trying to think. Like,
Rain probably has
the. Bittersweet Rain has the flexibility.
Yeah, Rain has the flexibility, obviously.
It's not a pairing that I was thinking of. Okay.
That's a weird fucking pairing.
It is now.
What? Listen, Melanie's as short as Rain, I think.
Yeah.
So...
Give Bittersweet a small girlfriend.
But, the only problem with the Brother Ox thing, like, it would still be possible to, I think, do, like, but we would have to only pick, like, one thing. And then, no matter what we did with Brother Ox, there's no way that just going to him is going to solve the problem of...
getting there and
Moonlit
back.
King... Well, no, the Moonlit King being trapped. Because just going to Brother Ox is going to tell us where the Moonlit King is, not what we need to do to free him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you say about Brother Ox? He knows, like, all the answers to questions.
He spends his whole day, all day, every day, contemplating the answers to questions.
Well, why don't we pose him a question that he
Just
doesn't know the answer?
From
That he has to come with us to solve. Well, somehow, if we can get that scry and sending thing going, instead of asking him, make it a challenge.
Yeah, we just need to try to scry on him every day. But hopefully, if everybody is okay and on board with doing the 3-3 split, the 3-3 split being Melanie, Ronny, and Rain, and then Tilda, Zaitari, and Bittersweet, we could take care of these 2 birds in one day. Maybe even a half day, depending on how fast. Well, no, we know how fast these things can go.
Brandon?
Because the Bear Kingdom is very close.
Can you feed French Fry?
And so, ideally, we'd be able to meet back up within a day. And we have sending, so... Oh, boy.
So while you guys are discussing this, Nick Nevin comes back. Probably you guys are discussing this, resting up, the whole shebang.
Yep.
And she says, well, I have your ride, if you still need it.
Absolutely.
It's a Quetzalcoatlus.
So she points up, and I need all of you to roll perception checks.
Okay. Not my strong suit.
20.
Okay.
What am I?
Freaking killer well.
What am I supposed to be seeing?
Jesus Christ.
Of course.
It's a bit cloudy today. So.
It is a bit cloudy. So, definitely Rain and Bittersweet see this. Perched in a very large alcove is a very large haunched figure. Whose picture, there it is, that I definitely saved. It is bird shaped. It has dark brown plumage, but the plumage is odd. There are patterns on its wings that look similar to eyes that you would see on a moth.
Mothra.
Sitting atop, you know, I almost wish I wanted to change it to Mothra. I love Mothra so much. I love kaiju movies.
Queen Mothra.
There is the head of a barn owl. But the strange thing about this barn owl large entity is that there is a brilliant blue eye that sits above it's already two normal eyes, and this is what it looks like. So this is your ride.
Damn it, it's fucking chat.
I love it.
Oh, you know, I was actually looking up Fey owls.
I don't know what it is. I love it.
For somebody, I think. Oh yeah, that's right. It was when Laura and Sylvia, for my other game, both at the same time, said we're going to be doing familiars, and I'm like.
And then I said, "Hey, guess what?
We're going to be doing owls," and I'm like. And I'm like, oh god, I need to find art for these things, and I'm like, no, you know what? Fuck it, you guys find the art.
Please take care of my peanut.
Your peanut.
My peanut.
Peanuts?
I didn't choose the name, he did.
Is Peanut a boy or a girl?
Peanut is a boy.
I love him.
Because
I'm
if
sure I'm not gonna argue with him.
If anything happens to him, and her face gets very dark.
So we only have one transportation.
Unfortunately, I do not have two peanuts.
Oh, no, it's okay. That was actually just me
okay.
saying that. Okay, change of plans. Walking from the witching hour to the Bear Kingdom. I was going to mention that. If Hay were to go from the witching hour to the Bear Kingdom back to the witching hour, how long would that take?
Probably a day. You have to get over the mountain. You have to either find a passage through the mountains, more than a day if you go around the mountains.
Okay, because I think we said that we could use, like, we were just going to keep Hay for like a couple more days at most. So I think using him to travel to and from the Bear Kingdom is going to be fine, and then we can
so from the witching hour, where is Sinestra? Like
on the map, it's the chateau to the east. So the Chateau Farah. So above the Riverlands.
Okay, that's far from the witching hour, though. That's the
yes,
thing.
It is. Why?
Well, so who moves faster, Hay or Peanut?
I
mean, Hay is massive.
Hay is massive. Probably Hay. It's faster. Peanut is about the size of a rock.
Okay, how long would it take for Peanut to get to the chateau?
So I said about 4 days on rock peanut.
Yeah, and that was to get all the way north.
All the way north.
So like 2 days, like a day and a half.
So I'm using my pen for like, yeah, probably 2 days.
Okay, and we still have like 6 days left.
Yeah.
Or something similar.
I think we're going to be fine on time with the things that we want to do.
Okay. Yeah, because I really don't, and Bittersweet really doesn't want to have to gay us hay.
No, I don't want to do it either. I think we're just going to use hay for getting to and from the Bear Kingdom. For group bear killers.
Yeah, it's got to be a pretty impressive entrance, you know, to come on top of something that big.
True. The Bear King will probably appreciate the intense show of power. So.
Okay.
And then we can use Peanut to get to Baba Yaga, who, presumably, knows what Peanut is and will not shoot us out of the sky. So. But that's okay, because we have Tilda with her massive passive perception. So.
Okay. I have to think of something that I can give Hay to, like, reassure him that I'm going to be coming back to just make a shitload of grass for his herd.
I'm sure he believes you at this point, since you gave him so much food.
Yeah, he believes me at this point, but I want to make sure that he knows that it's a promise. Listen, I have a soft spot for animals.
Really? I couldn't tell.
Bittersweet is even worse, so... Okay. I think that's...
Next character, Great White Hunter.
The next character is just going to be Van Pelt from Jumanji.
Yeah.
Kill all the things.
The greatest.
That was really his name, Van Pelt?
Van Pelt, yeah.
I can honestly say I didn't realize that.
It's a guilty pleasure, and I just rewatch that movie at least once a year.
Oh no, I love that movie.
Oh, that movie's great.
I can honestly just tell you I don't know the names of any of the characters besides Robin Williams' character, whose name is escaping me right now.
I need to show Brandon that movie. He's never seen it.
What?
He's never seen Jumanji.
It's short. It's like only an hour and a half, I think.
I know.
Too.
He's never seen The Lion King. He's never seen a lot of things, guys. I'm working on it. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
I think if I watch Battlestar Galactica, he'll be more receptive to things.
Yeah, it's remember every 2 episodes, one movie, you know. That works. The new one, I'm assuming?
Yeah, the new one. I just haven't got around to it.
I had a friend that really wanted me to watch it, and I watched like a season and a half, and I liked it, but I don't know, just didn't keep me coming back.
Yeah. Alright, so you guys sound like you kind of have a plan. You can tell the others what you're discussing. And yeah, we will meet up on the 13th. Just to let you guys know, I will be away on the 27th.
Okay.
That's it. That's about it.
Yeah, I think Lynn expressed the desire to play in a one-shot now, since she's ran so many for us when we were off. Which I could, but I've also never played in a game that's Heather has ran, so I think that would be fun.
Didn't I run a one-shot for everyone?
I don't think so. If you did, I wasn't here.
You know what this? I don't think.
Yeah, I ran the one-shot for Per Bastet, the Eternal City of Character.
Yeah!
That's because I wasn't.
Larson, yeah.
Oh, I miss Moose.
I know there's a couple of other one-shots that are set in that universe. I could see if I can find any of them. Yeah?
Yeah. I also would not mind running something.